What's going on, guys? This is your boy HQ420. You know how we get down when we're on this channel. We bringing the heat, bringing the fire. Especially when I'm back in the building. We make sure everything's seasoned up nice. This will be my first episode on these economic times. That's what I'm gonna call it. Man, if y'all got a better one for me, let me know. These economic times, I felt good about that. So just talking about the economy a little bit. Look, man, stuff's in shambles, man. If you were able to keep your job during all this, I mean, be thanking God about it. I was able to keep mine. I didn't run into any issues at work. We've been, doing fairly well. But I'm sending prayers out to people who haven't been able to haven't lost a job, furloughed, and haven't been able to find another gig, been having to live off the unemployment. And I'm trying to put this out to people. If you can find a gig, find it right now. These extra payments are about to start running out July 31st. They're going to give out. You see, they're already talking about another stimulus. Some maybe extending the benefits, because they know that all this is being held up by, like I said on my one video, some toothpicks and some silly string. That's it. Toothpicks and silly string, the only thing keeping this thing together. Because folks ain't working, folks ain't producing nothing. They're having to rely on a check. Now, I just want to tell y'all about a few things that I've seen. You talking about July 4th weekend. There was one place that had over 700 cars in line at a food bank waiting to get food. There was another, I believe that was in Florida, if I'm correct. Now I think there was another 500 car line, 2 miles long line, waiting at a food bank to get food. That's how dire stuff is getting. Stuff is getting real dire. They're expecting, because the moratorium's about to start running out. You're talking about 28 million people they're expecting to get evicted. So this stuff is no joke. You know what I'm saying? People who are in forbearance. You know what forbearance means? That means I ain't got it. And if you don't have a job and you go on forbearance for 6 months and you got to pay everything right then, how's that going to work out for you? That's what I'm trying to figure out. If y'all know, let me know. Where are they going to find the money from? So just a few things that I've seen up here. That one thing, they got right here, a quarter of NYC renters haven't paid since March. 25% of people that rent in New York City haven't paid since March. I mean, what's that doing to the landlords? I mean, the chain keeps going up of folks that need money. Eventually it's going to get to the top, where people at the top can't get their money. And then that's where we're going to run into some real issues. So I got another one right here. 80% of New York City restaurants couldn't afford June rent. Well, of course not. They don't have anybody sitting in the restaurants. They keep coming up with these lockdowns. Oh, we got to go backwards. We got to go backwards. No, dude, y'all are ruining people. And whoever's clapping their hands for this, you should be ashamed of yourself. This is ruining people's lives. I mean, I'm trying to tell you, there's much worse things than death. I know death is bad. I know people have lost people, and it's tragic. But living on in conditions like this, where you don't know if you're going to be able to actually, provide for your family, I mean, that's devastating. Especially as a man of a household, you don't even know you're in a situation where you don't know what to do, and that's bad. So we see a couple things like that, but I always tell people it's going to come right back down to your taxes. Now they're expecting to have a major tax increase on this COVID fallout. Now that's what I've been telling people this whole time. I'm like, look, man, you think they just giving out this money, and you think it's just going to be all good, and that your taxes ain't going to go up? I don't know if you've been to the grocery store right here recently, but groceries are going through the roof, dude. And there's also stuff that you can't hardly find now. But groceries they pumping up, dude. And your wages are going down. People unemployed. People having to depend on the government. So I mean, this is gonna bust up. This is gonna be This is gonna be bad. It's gonna be bad all the way around. As soon as they let the air out of the balloon, some people gonna be hurting. Now let me just let you know about how taxes are going, because you got to think taxes come from people buying stuff. So they say right here, Alaska, they're projecting to lose $815 million in revenue in the fiscal year from taxes. New Mexico, they could see $1.5 to $2 billion drop in taxes. I mean, so you look at stuff like that, you're like, man, what's that say for the state employees? You know what I'm saying? They're going to have to start letting some folks go. They said, but we ain't got the money. We ain't got the cash. These states are flat broke, man. They broke as a joke. Broke as two jokes. So they sitting here right now, and they've got a Nashville mayor, John Cooper. He's openly proposing raising property tax by 32%. 32% hike in property tax to correct the $250 million budget shortfall. So it's coming back to you. Don't think they're not going to get you. They can get you on that property tax. You own property, they're coming for it. And they're going to bust you up because they know, hey, if you can't pay it, then I'm going to take it and I'm going to sell it. That's the way this thing works. So in Dallas, Texas, they're proposing an 8% increase in property taxes. I mean, it's crazy, dude. I mean, how disconnected the government is from regular people. That's what I'm gonna say. They're disconnected. It's not what you think. Whenever they start talking to you about your safety and your health, it's a flat out lie. That's all it is. It's a flat out lie. So they got right here, Chicago Mayor Lightfoot said that they're gonna have to do a property tax increase. They're looking at that. They've got a $700 million shortfall just right there in that city. So you've got right here, California is considering a partial reversal of Proposition 13, which would allow government to access commercial properties differently, creating an increase in property tax revenue without actually increasing the property tax rate. So they bust you up without not actually busting you up. So, I mean, once again, what about the commercial real estate? Folks are getting ran out of there. Ain't nobody coming to your store. You got to mask up, strap all the way up. So, I mean, the masks are going to keep the businesses from actually running at capacity. For the simple fact is that when people see masks, they see fear. And so that's not going to help our economy get back to where it needs to be. And we're already just living in debt. Ain't nobody have nothing, no way. Government flat broke. Everybody living on credit cards. So, I mean, it's tough right now. And the government ain't helping. They've got something else right here. Yeah, they got right here where the U.S. budget deficit hits a record of $863 billion in June. They spent $863 billion in deficit. Money we ain't got. I mean, how does this happen? So they're talking about, they confirmed it from his previous June budget deficit, where the U.S. spent a record $1.105 trillion this go around, which was an increase of $763 billion from last year. I mean, so what they're saying out here, they said this means that the June budget deficit was a mind-blowing $863 billion, an increase of 101 times compared to the only $8 billion deficit in June of last year. So, man, that lets you know what we got going on. Guys, pay attention if you can. Help people out. I just got one more thing to talk to you about. The Catholic Church. If you're Catholic, go lobby at your churches, because they have received $1.4 billion in PPP loans. $1.4 billion in aid, coronavirus aid. So I need to see all of them out there helping the community, helping these people. who've lost their jobs, who don't have food. I need to see all of them step up to the plate. If they're not, then they're frauds. That's all there is to it. They're flat out frauds, and you need to point it out as that. I'm just gonna be honest with you. $1.4 billion. We've got people right now. There is 2 million people in California right now who still haven't received their unemployment. Still waiting on it. We've had another 1.3 million people, new people, file for unemployment. So stuff is getting rough. I've heard comments of people not being able to get cash out of ATMs, banks closed down. I'm trying to diversify myself. I might have waited too late. I might get cleaned out. I don't know. I'm doing what I can. You know what I'm saying? So this is part one. I'm going to be bringing more information to you guys, letting you know what's going on with the economy. To close, there is a few places that are hiring. It's not a lot of jobs, but if y'all are in these areas, look up a place called Superior Dairy. They're adding 100 jobs. Frito-Lay in Perry, Georgia, they're adding 120 jobs. Hood Container Paper Mill in West Philisenia Parish, they're doing a $50 million upgrade, so they're adding some jobs. And Cabot Corp in Villa Palate, they're doing some type of expansion. They're only adding 15 jobs. So there's a few places y'all look up if y'all areas looking for jobs. So just check those out. I appreciate everybody for being here. I'm gonna be you see how that goes? That's how it goes when you go live. I'm gonna be bringing more of this to you guys, along with my other videos. Like I said, I want to be this conversation, talk about some economy stuff. Stuff's tough right now. If you can help out your fellow man, friend, family member, might come down to that. Somebody might come knocking at your door, might need your help. I don't know. I don't know what kind of situations y'all are in. I hope y'all doing good. Like I said, if you currently don't have a job and are on the unemployment, please go out and try to find a gig right now. Don't wait until it runs out. And everybody's trying to pile in at the same time. So God bless to all y'all, and I will catch you on the next one. Like, share, subscribe to the channel. As always, peace out.